So heartbreak for England, 15-16 they go down to South Africa, and to be honest I'm going to struggle with this video because I'm so crestfallen because England had played it perfectly. Yes, they're a limited team, but it was raining, it was set up perfectly, they got the selection right, we knew they'd go to a heavy kicking game which they absolutely dominated. The line out was decent, lots of turnovers, they started those veteran props Marler and Cole, and they completely neutralised that Springbok scrum. And they'd done it just so spot on, monster drop goal from Farrell, but no scrum, no win, and Genge and Sinclair got absolutely destroyed by Koch and Ox and Che. I mean, just absolutely monstered. Every single penalty at the end there came from a scrum, Pollard mashing over the last penalty from long range 50 metres, and that's it. You can't scrum, you can't win, and Genge and Sinclair can't scrum, and they didn't win. So that's it. That's how it is. Could they have played Cole and Marler for longer? Well, I don't know. Props don't tend to go that long anyway. Did South Africa deserve it? Well, like I said, no scrum, no win. They had the scrum at the end and they won. But they played poorly. Let's not, skip around this fact. South Africa were a horror show for a lot of that game. England were spot on with their tactics. But yeah, didn't come up with the goods when it mattered. Lots of contestable kicks. Early on, Elliot Daly chasing well. Peter Steph-Toy giving away some penalties. It was 3-0 early on. Yeah, and it was a really good start for England. I think they got 4 tap-backs in a row. Stewart taking the high ball so well, coming forward into difficult situations, taking it really well. And that scrum was holding its own. Rock solid from Marler and Cole. And the momentum was with England early on. Clever box kicks from Mitchell. He was right on it in this game. Some brilliant kicking. Great chasing. Khaleesi this time hands on a clearly established ruck on 10 minutes. So 6-0 to England after 10 minutes. Perfect stuff. And that South African maul was going nowhere. England's maul defence has been very good in this tournament. I've commented on it quite a lot. South Africa just not getting any go forward in the mauls. I'm surprised they didn't change it up and try to go maybe to their speed a bit. I know it was raining, but they kind of played into England's hands. They kind of played the same game as England, but just England were executing so much better. Then some silliness from England actually. Tuolangi over-celebrates and gives away a penalty. That was a bad error. And there were just a few key errors in this game that killed England in the end. Plenty of niggle between the teams. Farrell getting wound up, both sides pushing and shoving. There's something after the kick, after the final whistle as well. But it's all about the kicking battle. On 22 minutes, I make a note of this. No one's even tried to run a phase yet after 20 minutes. And Willemse had a horror show at fullback. He panics fielding a kick, slings the ball away. Laws snaffles, leads to a penalty 9-3. And what South Africa do well, the coaches, if they think it's not working, they hook those players off very quickly. Willemse and Libbok straight off. You could argue, should they have started on a day like this where it was going to be loads of kicking? Probably not, but at least they just about rescued it at the end. Line out a little bit iffy for both teams, to be fair. England's maul defence, yeah, absolutely outstanding once again, and South Africa just kept on going back there and kept on getting held up or going nowhere. We saw Billy V a couple of times in this game on for a blood injury, then on at the end, and he had a shocker, to be honest. Fumble there on 33 minutes to give South Africa a penalty, so that's 9-6 at that point, and he fumbled right at the end as well when England were driving to try and get that win. So why Billy V is at the World Cup, I don't know, but that was a bad one there. Not the greatest sub, that's for sure. And England subs, really didn't help them at all, to be honest. And at this point, I'd actually said, I wonder if South Africa will consider getting Leroux on for Willemse, as we've already seen Libbok hooked off for Pollard early on. Peter Steph-Toy, another penalty. Tricky shot at goal, but Farrell was kicking like a dream in this game. So 12-6 at half-time. If Borthwick could have written the script, that's what it would have looked like. After half-time, the nightmare for South Africa continues. Messy line-out, terrible box kick from Reinach, off their feet penalty, Willemse fumbling into touch as a fullback. I mean, it couldn't have got much worse for South Africa. Really messy game, lots of stoppages. And South Africa, they're not winning the physical battle as well. Cole Marler, George Martin, doing so well, Stewart coming forward onto the ball, and I'd actually written at this stage, it's going so well, I just wonder if Genge and Sinclair can continue this when they were going to come on, and the answer is 100% not. Then we get the first big move, we see Oxenchae is on, South Africa's first dominant scrum. The game has actually burst into life a little bit here, a little bit of running rugby, just a little bit. Then Daly back to the kick chase, huge tackle on Arenza, monster counter-ruck from the England forwards, and then a monster 45-metre drop goal from Farrell. So that takes it over 9 points. That was it. England had to either keep it there or get one more ahead. They were looking so good. They're whacking away in defence, dislodging the ball from Creel. Pollard's punting it straight to Stewart. And then the veterans go off, Marler and Cole. Could they have kept them on for a little bit longer? Even if they're walking around the pitch, maybe they should have, to be honest. But, you know, you got 4 props. You can't just play 2 normally in modern rugby. On 60 minutes, South Africa just playing so badly, I'm making a note of here. They go for a trick play at the front of the line-out because nothing else is working, and they get nailed into touch by Danny Kerr. I think when Benambi gets nailed into touch by Danny Kerr. On 63 minutes, even though England are getting panned in the scrum by now, there's still a chance to win it. Huge play from Johnny May, who smashes Colby on the ground, then wins a jackal penalty. England do have chances to put this game away, but they just can't. On 66 minutes, of course it's a scrum penalty. Genge at fault this time. Pollard, brilliant kick to touch, and Malibok's kicks to touch were so poor. That was part of the reason he got pulled off. Fareed's on as well. He carries hard off the line out, and Snyman crashes over. So 3 subs combining there. Those subs once again proving the difference for South Africa. And England's scrum, I actually wrote at this point, is it going to lose them the game? And yeah, absolutely it is. They give away another penalty. Genge again. It does look like Hoss turned right in, so maybe a little close, but still another penalty. 50 metres, and Pollard smashes it over with ease. That is the game. Billy V knocks on at the end. No scrum, no win. No bench, no win. That's the game. I mean, would England have beaten New Zealand? I don't know. But for this game, in those rainy conditions, for a lot of it, England could not have played better and South Africa could not have played worse. Then the subs come on. We can't scrummage. South Africa win. That's the game. That's sport. It's tough. I'm gutted. Comments below. Well done, South Africa. You did it when it matters. They're going to have to play a lot better against New Zealand for sure. But they're in another final. 15-16. Tell me if my views are correct, because obviously I'm a bit emotional here after being so gutted by England losing whilst being ahead so well and playing better than you could ever have hoped, to be honest. Comments below, and I'll catch you next time.